and welcome to the BTCC Free Practice 1 Watch Along at Brands Hatch. And it's just waiting on Joshua and Josh T to actually get into position and get ready with things and getting connected to the Discord server, because obviously those two out of three of us are the experts on this. I, however,
the
bit lacking. I've commentated on a fair few of them.
Will be at the end of today's programme at 5:25. So cars heading out onto the track, getting set around this Grand Prix circuit, 2.433 miles long, hugely important free practice session. I'm up in the commentary box overlooking the start-finish line and the pit lane. My name's Chris Hartley. Good morning from me, and good morning down in that pit lane to Alan Hyde.
Good morning, Chris. Good morning, everybody. There's a different feeling on the Saturday morning, the first time that cars go out around the Grand Prix circuit here at Brands Hatch. For this meeting, every year there's a different feeling. I was in driver briefing about 3/4 of an hour ago, and it was a very good-hearted feeling. It very often is. One thing you wonder is how much of that good feeling are people covering up nerves? How much is a genuine confidence going to this weekend? Because none of us, absolutely none of us, know what's going to happen over the course of the next 48 hours. And it is a unique feeling around the paddock, around the garages, around the pit lane as well, because this morning is the first glimpse into how the weekend could end up panning out.
Exactly right. And yeah, you've worked for this not just your whole year, and that's not just the drivers, that's the teams as well, remember. All of that work, all of that effort, all of those hours getting the cars ready, fixing the cars, preparing them in between race meetings, sometimes working through the late nights to get ready for the next day. All of that effort's going to boil down to one day of racing tomorrow, with the top two in the championship, of course, as you know, I'm sure, absolutely dead level on points. So forget the first 27 races of the season. It's a one-weekend championship, effectively, for Jake Hill and Tom Ingram, tied on 365 points each. But they're not the only ones that could win it. Mathematically, we have got 6 drivers that could win the championship still. Ash Sutton looking for a record-breaking 5th championship title. The 2023 champion, he is 33 points behind. There are 67 points available, 20 points for each race win, and then you get bonus points if you lead a lap, a bonus point for the fastest lap in each race, and there's a point for pole position today as well. So 33 behind, 67 available. It's going to be a difficult challenge for him. His maximum possible score is 399 points. That's if he gets absolutely everything. So if Hill gets to 399 points, he'd have to score just 34 points this weekend. He can't be beaten on countback by Sutton. And Tom Ingram gets to 400 points. And to do that, he just needs to score 35 points this weekend. Then Sutton can't win. As an example, there are various connotations, but as an example, 34 points equals 1/4 place and 2/5. And that's, of course, if Ash wins everything. If he doesn't win everything, then they have to do as well as that. And what he's also relying on is not one driver having a really bad weekend, but 2 drivers having a really bad weekend. But Ash being Ash, he won't give up until it's mathematically impossible. So he's there 3rd in the championship. 4th in the championship, 56 points behind, is Dan Camish. And realistically, Dan would need at least 3 second-place finishes. That'd give him 51 points and 6 out of the 7 bonus points, and for Hill and Ingram and Sutton to have awful weekends. And then 63 and 64 points adrift, 5th and 6th in the championship, but Josh Cook and Colin Turkington, 63 and 64 points back, only 67 points available. So for Cook and Turkington, effectively, they've got to win all 3 races, get 60 points, score 4 out of the 7 possible bonus points, and hope that Hill or Ingram don't score a single point, and that Ash Sutton has a pretty bad weekend as well. So nearly impossible, but not quite.
Could you just go through that again?
Really?
Are you a professor of mathematics?
Oh, just sad. Just really sad.
I marvel at the way you work these things out. It's just brilliant.
Well, if it's right. You're trusting me that it's right. But yeah, it's a very, very, very slim possibility for Camish, Cook, Turkington, and a very difficult task for Ash Sutton. So that's the scenario in terms of the Drivers' Championship in the Quick Fit British Touring Car Championship. In terms of wins, if there were to be a tie on points, and it's possible, then you go and look at who's got the most race wins over the season. At the moment, Hill leads that stat. He's got 7 wins. Ingram's got 5. In terms of, if they draw on in terms of the number of wins they've got, then you go down to second places and then thirds. Well, in second places, Jake Hill has only had 1 second this year, remarkably, and 5 second place finishes for Tom Ingram. So if there were to tie on the number of points and the number of wins, then Ingram could win it on the number of seconds. It
is a great example of how you stitch together a championship year done in 2 totally different ways. So Jake has very much been win or bust as far as his points accumulation is concerned, and the more consistent podium scoring has been the Tingram way, hasn't it? But, so which is the better way? Who knows? There's nothing between them.
Exactly
going into this final meeting. Exactly the same. Yeah, and
Jake's had only 2 races where he didn't finish in the points. He had a retirement here at Brands Hatch around the Indy circuit at the second weekend of the season. And he had a 16th place at Crofts, 1 place out of the points. Otherwise, he scored points in 25 out of the 27. For Tom Ingram, he had an 18th place finish in the reverse grid race at Brands Hatch, and a retirement at Knock Hill race 1, and a retirement race 2 at Donington Park. Stone got into the radiator, so he's had 3 non-point scoring finishes, but great consistency from both drivers, as you say. We've also got the Goodyear Wingfoot Award Championship. That's going to be decided today. That's for the driver that has the best qualifying over the course of the year. The same point system that they use in the races is applied to qualifying. So if you get pole position, you get 20 points. If you were second quickest, you get 17. Third, you get 15, down to a point for 15th place. The first time we had this was in 2020. Colin Turkington was the Goodyear Wingfoot Award champion. He won it again in 2021. Jake Hill won it in 2022. Ash Sutton became the first non-BMW driver to win the Goodyear Wingfoot Award last year in 2023. And this year it's between 2 drivers. There are only 2 that can win it in qualifying today. Colin Turkington and Tom Ingram. And Colin's got 129 points and Tom's got 118. So there's 11 between them. You can only get a maximum of 20 points, which means that Tom Ingram's absolute maximum, if he gets pole position, is 138 points. So that means if he gets 6th place, if he gets into the quick 6 and gets 10 points, then Colin Turkington cannot be caught and he'll be the Goodyear Wingfoot Award winner, whatever happens. That's if Tom Ingram were to get pole position. If Tom doesn't, and he hasn't got to do as well as that. But that's the scenario there. Turkington looking for a 3rd Goodyear Wingfoot Award Championship title for qualifying. He's had 3 poles this year. Tom Ingram has had 4 poles this year. But in terms of average qualifying, Colin Turkington's just had the edge this year. He's averaged 4th on the grid, and his form is great in qualifying. The last 4 qualifying sessions, the 4-time champion Colin Turkington has qualified on pole twice and second twice. So the form very much with him. So here around the full Grand Prix circuit, one of the drivers' absolute favourites. The Indy circuit we all love, but the Grand Prix circuit gives you another element. It's effectively twice as long as the Indy circuit. So you start off on the Indy circuit, and then once you get to the end of the Cooper Straight, you turn left through Surtees and you keep going left. You don't turn right through McLaren, and then the circuit really opens up. If you get a chance this weekend, I implore you to go and have a walk around trackside to some of the spectator viewing areas. There are 1 or 2 out there where you can go and watch the cars, for example, over at Stirling or at Pilgrim's Drop, because the speeds out the back there, out through the woods, are sensational. They go through Pilgrim's Drop, downhill, and then uphill into Hawthorne's Bend, one of the quickest corners, and then you go right through Westfield, another quick corner, you plummet downhill, back uphill into Sheen, the right-hander, and a 90-degree left through Stirling, and then a high-speed run to rejoin us on the Indy circuit.
One of the best British Grand Prix that I ever enjoyed was here at Brands Hatch in the mid-1980s, when I decided that because there were so many people lining the circuit, I couldn't get a view. So I thought, well, I'll keep on walking around the Grand Prix circuit until I can get to the front and actually see the cars.
Yeah.
So that didn't happen, but I did manage to get all the way around the Grand Prix circuit back in those days, and it was a great experience. Basically, I still couldn't see over people that were 4 or 5, 6 people deep at various points around the circuit, but what a journey that was. Absolutely superb. I heard the cars all the way around.
Yeah, it's mega, isn't it? It's the reason that the drivers love it. It's quick, but it's quick and edgy. It's not flat out through the corners or easy flat out. It's kind of close to flat out through some of those corners.
There's lots of cambers, lots of undulation. That's why it is known to be a driver's circuit. Everybody loves the fact that we come to the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit for the finale of the year.
And in beautiful weather. How about it's the best weather of the year today?
So this is amazing, right? So I did a couple of laps with Alan Gow and his car this morning in his Porsche Panamera.
Oh, fantastic.
And it's just absolutely, what a beautiful car on a beautiful circuit. It's got self-leveling suspension. So although you're going around the Grand Prix circuit, you never actually feel any kind of sway within the car. You just remain. It's a most bizarre feeling and utterly incredible. So while we were going around the track, I talked about the weather that we had here for this meeting last year, and I'd been talking to some friends that were planning on coming to this meeting last year for the first time and saying, well, you need to wrap up, you know, big coats, woolly hats, scarves, gloves, you need to bring the lot because it's always very chilly. And last year it was absolutely tropical. We ended up sort of leaving with sunburn and all sorts of things, and I've been sort of monitoring the weather forecast for the last week and looking at it every day thinking, oh well, at least it's going to be dry. That's really good news. It's going to be by and large without any moisture, and the temperature's not too bad. I tell you what, you come down here, I've got way too many layers on. It is a really, really nice morning, sunshine, blue sky. I tell you what, if it could stay like this for the whole weekend, then it would be, as you say, almost the best meeting weather-wise of the year. Where was it we had a really nice weekend, really, really warm?
Not Donington. Not Snetterton.
Never Donington. Certainly not Silverstone.
Croft was all right, wasn't it?
There was one where I got a sunburnt nose.
We had one good day at Knockhill. The race.
Oh no, it was beautiful on Sunday.
Yeah,
wasn't
but it wasn't the whole weekend. Wasn't great. But Knockhill was beautiful on the Sunday. That was the hottest day of the year.
That was the Scottish summer. That was just a brilliant weekend. And Knockhill in the sunshine is something very special. It's special anyway. But if you add to it a bit of sunshine, then yeah, what a weekend. Absolutely superb.
Yeah. I looked at my trusty weather app last night and it said dry today, only a 3% chance that there might be a bit of rain anywhere, so great. 16 degrees thereabouts.
Yeah.
We'll take that in October. Lovely. Tomorrow similar, but in the afternoon a chance of some showers.
Minor precipitation.
Minor showers, not big showers, not loads of rain, but maybe some light showers. 60% chance that we'll get a bit, but we'll recalculate that in the morning.
But the thing about your weather app is you don't disclose to us what weather app it is, and I have been furiously over the last couple of weeks since our last meeting searching for every single weather app to see if I can try and work out what it is you've got. I only have 3 on my phone.
It's not michaelfish.com.
And my 3 all kind of agree that there is a vague chance of a few spots of rain tomorrow, but nothing more than that. Just enough to throw in a little bit of extra drama, I reckon.
Just to make it a bit more edgy for everybody involved in the championship.
Yeah, like we need that, don't we?
Of course, yeah. Absolutely right. So, no, it looks like it's going to be a good weekend weather-wise, and I'm sure it's going to be absolutely rammed here tomorrow. Well done to all of those that have made it here early doors on Saturday. Great to see you up in the grandstands and lining the start-finish straight. And those of you up in the South Bank filling that up as well, up at Druid. So great to see so many of you here. Remember, you can listen to the commentary via FM radio here at Brands Hatch as well on Radio Brands, the frequency of which is 88.3 FM. So you can listen all weekend long to the commentary, 88.3 FM. You can also listen to us via the BTCC.net website. Go to the main menu, click down on the drop-down box for your options, go to the live section, then go to the live audio section, and there you can listen in to us as well. I know lots of you listen in if you can't be here at the race meetings, particularly on a Saturday. So welcome to all of you here. And if you are here at the track this weekend, I urge you to go and get a race programme. It's something you might want to keep after what's going to be an absolutely thrilling weekend in the championship. It's £8, but it's a full colour souvenir programme. You get them at the Mega Store. There are a couple of other programme selling areas as well, but the Mega Store at the back of the Paddock Hill grandstand area, that's opposite the Kentingham restaurant. That's the place to go and get your programmes. Loads of features about the weekend, exclusive interviews, full entry list, timetables, place to write the results and the grids in, places to get your autographs if you catch up with your favourite drivers in the BTCC or the support series as well. So, Colin Turkington has set the early pace in this first free practice session. Now they've got going a bit. 1 minute 30.726 seconds. He's 38 thousandths of a second clear of Josh Cook, who is second. Third has just become Ash Sutton with a 1 minute 31.309, just over half a second back. And then Rob Huff, who's gone into the pits now, fourth quickest, 131.328. Only 19 thousandths of a second behind Ash Sutton. Dan Rowbottom is fifth with a 131.3 as well. Super tight between those three. Jake Hill is currently sixth with a 131.402, and his home circuit here, remember, Jake. And he's just gone through and he's just gone quicker. The Laser Tools JBMotorsports BMW heading out of Paddock Hill Bend up towards Hellwoods now. And he's gone third quickest overall with a 130.789, which puts him to within 63 thousandths of a second of the quickest time of Colin Turkington. And he's only 25 thousandths back on Cook. So it's Turkington, Cook, Hill. And now Tom Ingram, the other key championship contender, goes fourth quickest, 130.803. This sets the scene, doesn't it? There's 14 thousandths of a second between Hill and Ingram. They're joined at the hip this year, aren't they? Absolutely glued together, and they're glued together at the start of this weekend in free practice one as well. So Hill third, Ingram fourth. They're not that far apart on the track either. And coming out of Graham Hill Bend, Tom Ingram just got a big slide on as he got down on the power there and almost lost the back end of the car through Graham Hill Bend. So gathers it back together, uses his lightning reactions to save it, but will have lost a little bit of traction and time coming out of the corner on that occasion. And while that's been happening, the one that you don't want to forget about, because he's still got a chance at this championship, Ash Sutton has gone quickest now with a 130.589 in the number one Napa Racing UK Ford. So the Ford Focus, quickest of all. Ash just making his way down the Cooper Straight at the moment, about to go into the left-hander at Cooper. He was absolute best in the first and third sectors of the lap. So Sutton, Turkington, Cook, Hill, Ingram, Rowbottom, the top six as it stands. We've still got 15.5 minutes to go in the session. And just to let you know about how the lap is divided out, when we're talking about sector time, so we can follow the progress of each driver's lap as it happens. The lap has various timing lines and is split into, in the case of the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, most laps are split into three, but it's split into 4 sectors here at the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit. So sector 1 obviously begins at the start of finish line, takes in Paddock Hill Bend, Druids, Graham Hill Bend, and then on the Cooper Straight before you get to the braking zone for the left-hander at Surtees. That is where Sector 1 ends. Sector 2 takes in Surtees, and then the beginning of the Grand Prix loop down through Pilgrim's Drop, under the bridge, and before you get to Hawthorne, up Hawthorne Hill, that's where Sector 2 is complete. So that's a pretty short sector, actually. At the moment, Sector 1 takes around about 28.7 seconds. Sector 2 is only 16.5 seconds. Sector 3, then, is the run through Hawthorns, Westfield, down through Dingledale, up through Sheen Curve, and that's takes about, at the moment, 23.5 seconds. And Sector 4 takes in the left-hander at Stirling's, the run back to Clearways, the run through Clark Curve, and to the start-finish line, and that's fairly short as well, under 22 seconds.
We have eyes everywhere, so I've just learnt that ITV's commentator David Addison is out on the Grand Prix loop. Why would he not be at this time on a weekend, making the most of it, and able to see that Andrew Watson has had a spin at Stirling's, and that message came through on my phone, thank you David, at exactly the same time as Andrew appeared, with a lot of grass in the front of the car. So he's come into pit lane, he's just having the car checked over David was able to report there was no damage to the car. They're checking over the tyres. Oh yeah, there's a bit of damage to that tyre, that's for sure. So that's oh yeah, and that one. So the front tyres have suffered a little bit. Very, very flat spotted, those two front tyres. So they're off. They're not going to play anymore. And the rear tyres look pretty second-hand as well. So a new set of tyres is required. Let's hope that's the only problem for Andrew Watson. They are checking a couple of things. I reckon we might know a little bit more about that spin now, because they are cable tying one of the ducts underneath the bonnet of the car. I can't quite see it. I don't want to go too close in there. So potentially there was is there a reason why he spun? Was there some kind of fluid coming down from his own car? Don't know. And a little bit of damage on the front left-hand side, so it has grazed a wall, and therefore, no, okay, they are repairing that left front from underneath the bonnet. So that's our first drama of the day. Sterling's a spin, little bit of damage to Andrew Watson's car, but I'm pretty confident that car will be turned around quite soon.
Thanks, Alan. Thanks, David, for the update. So, yeah, Watson
That's good, isn't it?
14th, yeah, absolutely.
ITV commentator, our field reporter for FP1.
He's going to invoice us, though, for that, though, obviously.
No, don't say that, no.
Well,
no, don't say that.
He texts you so he can invoice you.
So, well, do you know, funny enough, we were having a discussion this morning about a commentator of yesteryear that we mutually know, and we were making the point this morning that he would never knowingly do anything without sending an invoice. So hopefully Addison hasn't taken that on board.
Hopefully not. An outlap for Chris Smiley, because I was about to say he hasn't set a lap time yet. So Chris Smiley went out about 30 seconds ago. So the 222 Cooper has had a couple of Independence Trophy wins. He's out on track currently. Just made his way out onto the Grand Prix loop. We haven't had a lap yet from his teammate Scott Sumpton either. He's just done one actually, so 1:35, but not a particularly quick lap. But everybody else has been out there circulating, and it's been a busy start for Sam Osborne, who's done 12 laps, more than anybody so far.
I wish we hadn't said that now. I'm just going through the scenario. David Addison has the kind of sense of humour that he will now send me an invoice, and he knows what I'm like. I hate owing money, so as soon as I receive it, I will, of course, pay it. So
and the VAT. Don't forget the VAT.
Oh, if I have VAT as well. You're absolutely right. Why are we feeding him these ideas?
All sorts of information is going to be coming through now on a regular basis, and you're going to get a lot of pings on your WhatsApp.
Oh dear. Why have we done this?
Dan Camish improving up to 7th place, and Ash Sutton, who's going to turn this big gap around on the top two in the championship, is going to need some support from his teammates, although because Camish is technically still in the championship fight. Ash Sutton is into the pits. Tom Ingram is into the pits. They're the quickest two at the moment, 1 minute 30.5 and 1 minute 30.6 respectively. It's not bad pace for the start of the weekend in free practice, because the qualifying lap records around here, set 2 years ago by Tom Ingram, is a 1 minute 29.5. So we're not a million miles away from that, 1.3 seconds away from that on free practice when they're not going at full tilt. That's quite an impressive start to the weekend. That qualifying lap record, the average speed was a fraction under 98 miles an hour for Tom Ingram, just to give you an idea of the speeds that they carry around this circuit. So Sutton and Ingram the fastest two. Turkington's back out there. He's down to 3rd place now. Cook is in the pits 4th. Hill is in the pits. He's 5th. Morgan is in the pits. He's 6th quickest. Then Camish in 7th. Rowbottom in 8th. And Aaron Taylor-Smith and Rob Huff rounding out the top 10. Aaron Taylor-Smith, of course, our elect Independence champion, having done enough to wrap up the Independence title at Silverstone 2 weeks ago.
This is an interesting feeling. The way the garages work, Garage 10 is unoccupied, so it's being used by one of the teams as storage, one would imagine. So I can stand in front of Garage 10, look to my left, and I see Tom Ingram, look to my right, and I see Jake Hill. They are literally side by side in pit lane. Jake has finished his pit stop now. The car is dropped down off the jacks. pushed back into the sunshine. First gear engaged, and the local man from Tunbridge Wells. A nice little feature on Jake actually on the BBC local news last night, and they sent a team down here to report on the local hero who is going into this weekend on a circuit. I think he was saying, I've been coming here to Brands Hatch since I was 16 weeks old. So, so good on Simon Hill for great parental skills there, bringing him along here nice. And I remember it as well. I remember Simon coming with his little boy. Little did we know at that stage that he was going to become a championship protagonist in 2024. So Jake's back out on circuit, waiting for Tingram to be turned around in pit lane as well. He's been here before, hasn't he? And knows what the pressure of a championship deciding weekend is all about.
Yeah, exactly. The champion of 2022, Jake Hill, third last year, got 6 wins. The only driver that got more wins than him last year was the champion, Ash Sutton. One of his wins came here at the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit at the end of the season. So third last year and third in the championship the year before with 3 wins and 13 podiums, Jake Hill. So he's been getting better and better every year. He was 5th the year before that in 2021. Which was his last year in the his only year in the Ford Focus, the motor-based Ford Focus. This is his 3rd year in the Rocket BMotorsports BMW, run by Dick Bennett's West Surrey racing team, and he's been a championship contender each and every season he's been in that car. So is this his time? He's ready for it, that's for sure. He's been knocking on the door the last couple of years, but it's new territory for him going into the championship finale with the co-championship lead. Tom Ingram, of course, has got that experience to draw on. He's got that knowledge that he can do this because he has done this before. I remember speaking to him at the start of the 2023 season after he won his first overall championship in 2022. I said, does it feel different? He said, yeah, actually, I feel better. I feel more confident, more at ease in myself because, you know, you're trying to do this thing your whole life. You're trying to achieve this goal, and sometimes you question yourself. Am I good enough? Am I going to be able to do it? Can I do it? Will it all fall into place? And it did in 2022. So he said, actually, it's a much better feeling. You don't feel the pressure of being the champion. You feel less pressure because you have become the champion.
The thing about Tingram and his road to success in the BTCC is that the first few years within the championship were a bit of a culture shock, if you like, because in car racing, he had won each and every championship that he had participated in the first year. So he was Ginetta Junior champion. He went on to the second class, if you like, in G50 Super Cup, won that, then stepped up to the top class, won that. So 3 consecutive years of winning championship titles, and then into the BTCC, you would kind of have a sort of a cheeky idea in the back of your head that, oh, well, this will be all right. I'm going to win one of the titles within the BTCC this year. And when it then doesn't happen and you have to work away, it was a voyage of discovery for Tom, I reckon. And when it finally happens, it's almost like, okay, back to business as normal now. But I do remember him saying at the start of last year, you were saying you spoke to him at the start of 2023, he wasn't so much embracing the idea of a championship title defence because it was something he'd never had to do before. So Ginetta Juniors moves on, G50s moves on. So the idea of being the one with the target on your back, if you like, was something that he did for the first time last year.
Yeah, exactly right. And he's had the feeling of being close to the championship title as well, been in the Independence champion as well, but he's had the feeling of being close. In 2018 he was second in the championship, came really close to it, won the Independence championship but just missed out on the overall title. His first season in the BTCC would you believe, 10 years ago, 2014, Tom
I know.
Ingram. Amazing, isn't it? Time flies.
Terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah, and it took till 2022 to win the championship, because the problem you've got is they're all champions. They've all went elsewhere. Oh, there's a super wide moment coming out through Graham Hill Bend for Josh Cook. Loses the Toyota and gets a proper slide on, a proper tank slapper going through the Graham Hill Bend left-hander, which sends him way out onto the curbs, and he has to get right off the throttle. That kills all his speed coming out onto the Cooper straight. So that was even bigger than Tom Ingram's moment there 10 minutes ago or so. It is notoriously difficult corner, that Graham Hill Bend. You look at it and you think, no, it's not that bad, is it, compared to some of the other corners? But it is quite technical, that. Pretty much a 90-degree left-hander. You steep downhill into it, which means there's not much weight on the back of the car. It's all transferred to the front of the car. And you want to get on the throttle as quickly as you can to get up the Cooper straight, but you've also got to be mindful of the fact that there's a sensor there on the outside of the curbs, and that's where you can get done for track limits as well. And there are already various track limits messages coming up on the screen.
There's also a couple of floppy markers down there on that corner, aren't there? On the inside, or have they been taken away?
There were. They're now lying down, sunbathing. Yeah, they've been wiped out.
And it's a. What's the best way to describe it? It's a fairly aggressive curb down there as well, having seen it this morning. So, yeah, it's a tricky corner, that. I'm a bit worried about Andrew Watson's car.
Still not out.
It has now been put on dollies and is being ready to be pushed back into the garage, I'm afraid.
There's only 2.5 minutes to go. He's not going to go out again.
No, I'm afraid not.
I've got two things to report, Alan. One, I was just mentioning track limits. Remember Silverstone the other week?
Yes.
Lots of black flags in free practice. I think we had 7 in total in BTCC for track limits. We've got our first one of the day, and it's gone to Sam Osborne. So Sam Osborne, black flagged from the session for track limits. So with only 2 minutes to go, he won't get back out again. The other thing to report is that Adam Morgan has gone to the top of the times. 1 minute 30.572 seconds is a whole 17 thousandths of a second ahead of Ash Sutton, and 81 thousandths of a second ahead of Tom Ingram, who are second and third. Colin Turkington fourth. Cook, after his slide at Graham Hill Bend, gone into the pits now, so that's the end of his session in fifth. Hill is in the pits, he's sixth quickest, and Aaron Taylor-Smith, the Independence champion-elect, is up to 7th place with his best lap of the session. That's a 1:30.901 that he has just done. So you got 0.3 of a second between well, the top 8 really, because Camish is only a few thousandths behind Taylor-Smith in 8th place. So 0.3 of a second or so covering the top 8, half a second covering the top 9 with Rowbottom on a 1:31.1, and Rob Huff in 10th place with a 1 minute 30.3 second lap. A black and white for Tom Ingram now as well for track limits, so that's a warning for him added to the list. And as you say, it's looking like a shortened session for Andrew Watson. He's back in 15th place now, just behind Mikey Doble, who did enough to wrap up the Jack Sears Trophy with his challenging weekend, which involved the car well, first of all, qualifying really well in third, although you reckon he messed up the final set, so he should have been on pole, but then it didn't matter anyway, because he and his teammate Aaron Taylor-Smith and Dan Zelos were excluded from qualifying for ride height infringements, and then he didn't even get to start race number 1. Issue with the car and out of the formation lap, and then he had to fight his way back through. He had a windscreen wiper that was not working in torrential rain conditions in the final race, but in the end he came through after the red flag to finish in 11th place and wrapped up the Jack Sears Trophy, did Mikey Doble, as we go into the last 10 seconds of free practice 1. And I spent my drive down here last night listening to a wonderful show you might have heard of called Autoglim Tin Top Tuesday with Alan, and there was from a couple of weeks ago, from after the Silverstone round, there's a brilliant interview. I implore you to go listen to it with Mikey Doble, who's just talking about how much he feels privileged to race in this championship. He's a fan. So 2 years ago, 2022, he was at this event watching as a spectator. Then last year he comes and he's on the grid alongside Colin Turkington, just behind Tom Ingram and Ash Sutton. And he said, even when I have a bad day, and it was a pretty bad day at Silverstone for the most part, I still, just enjoy the experience, take the experience in. I'd like to be in the championship as long as I can, but I never take anything for granted.
That was a great interview. I heard that as well. Really good.
You did it. Yeah, it was brilliant. I thought it was really, really good, really
Insightful.
Yeah, and just somebody with no massive ego whatsoever.
No.
Just enjoying the fact that he's trying to get better every round. He feels he's getting better with each weekend experience in the British Touring Car Championship. But even if he has a bad weekend, he still realises that he's in pretty privileged position, because there's a lot of people out there that would give their arm just to be on the grid.
And one of the lovely things he said about that, Doble Motorcycles, the family business, very, very local here to Brands Hatch, so it's his local race, his local round. But he said, if I wasn't on the grid, I would be back on the banks this weekend. So.
Well, I'm going to unmute and say, Megan, can you hear me?
Kind of not.
I can't hear Megan. That's brilliant news.
Hello.
Hi, Megan, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me? And he's gone. Well, this is going well. I'm sure he will be back any second. Signal must have just cut out a little bit.
Hello? Megan, can you
Hello.
hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
I can hear you. So can the stream hear me?
I assume so, yes. You are unmuted.
Excellent. Hello, everyone. JT, if you want to hold up the camera.
The
The camera's
audio-
still on, by the way. Hello, can you see and hear me, everybody?
Yes. Though the
Excellent,
audio
hello.
is still playing in the background. What shall I do about that?
Oh, that's fine. The stream can't hear it. I'm just putting my coat back on. Hello, everybody. It's been a nightmare.
Has it?
Well, I came to the track late and now I can't get my coat back on. JT, if you want to have a look round, because they're just going back into the paddock.
So for you, it's been a
JT's on
nightmare.
camera. Well, slightly, yeah. JT's having a great time as well, out here as well. I'm sure he is. I can't get my coat on. So this is already live action. Can you hear us okay, by the way? Are we too loud? Are we too crisp? Are we
No,
coming
you're
through
fine.
okay? Oh, excellent. Because there's a secondary mic that I'm about to plug in and plug into a backpack. So
Is that
I'm
the one I
gonna-
broke?
no, this is a different one. You're safe.
Yeah.
Anyone not want my lunch? Yeah, my lunch is out here already.
It's a very nice
So, yeah.
box. Well,
I'll tell you what.
Container.
I'm gonna put the microphone back in there for now, because then we get more time to sort it out later, and I'll just back on my back.
okay, this track audio is annoying me now.
So I'll be professional, aren't we? Right, there we go. Hello, everybody. So, let's get over the circuit. Megan, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, but I'm having to put my other earphone on because
Megan?
this track audio is annoying me.
Megan. Can you hear me?
Yes? Can you hear me? For some reason, he cannot hear me.
Can you hear me?
Yes? Can you not hear me? What is happening? Because I am definitely coming through on audio. I'm actually almost going... I did just go in the red. So I don't know what's happening on Joshua's end there. I just saw something orange flash up at the corner of his one.
Hello, I'm here. Can you?
Yes, I can hear you, but can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. And can you still see everything okay?
Yes. Right now now I'm looking at you.
Excellent. Right, press the one where the timings is still on. So you've got that on your list.
Timings. Hold on.
It says lap 1. That should give you a bit of a clue. But we're going to head to the paddock. Are you all right carrying everything in your hand? All right, cool. I'm going to hold the camera for a second.
Lap 1.
So that JT, so that JT here, hello, can get his backpack on.
It's number 8, right?
Carrying his own job on. Yes, number 8. And then we're going to head into the paddock and get some info. Right, there's JT. How are you doing?
I'm okay.
I've realised I need to put my mic out a bit more, otherwise I can't interview anybody else but you.
Yes.
Right, here you go. Right, JT's on camera duties, but he will have a microphone in practice too when we actually get out here. So, I don't know where we're going. Where are we going? Paddock, yeah, we need to go paddock. That's going to be something to get to. I guess we need to walk down the bottom. So, that can you still hear me okay? Because I'm terrified I'm going to run anything in. Say again?
Yes.
You can walk up the top.
I can walk. That's fine. This is the best thing now about wireless, is the fact that you've got the camera and I can just walk and talk. So I can be Ted Kravitz and he can be... Oh, who is he? Who? Yeah, you can be the Navy SEAL, Ginger Pete, and all that lot as well. I might already. I'm wearing a belt. You might be able to see. Yeah.
I cannot see you right now. There we go.
I'm here. Hello. Can you see me?
Hello. Yes.
Yeah. So there's the paddock, and that's what we're going into now because we've got a little bit of a break before everything. And can you see my microphone back? We've literally had to rush because otherwise we wouldn't have been here at all for first practice. That's why it was trackside audio stuff. So that was that. And now we're all getting ready. So thanks to Alan Hyde, who has been providing us with all the stuff all season long for all the team radio and all that lot. So now we are walking back towards the paddock. And this is going to be fun. Commentary boxes are just up there in the Brands Hatch building. JT's been here. But Megan, who was topping that previous session?
I absolutely have no idea.
Why? It's on your timing screen.
I think it says Morgan.
So Adam Morgan. Okay. That's a surprise in the BMW. See them all getting through there. There's Alan Hyde. Down there just talking. Technotocal just there as well. Technotocal, you might remember where Aaron Taylor Smith got a pole position at Silverstone 2 weeks ago and lost out because it wasn't right. So that's going to be a bit of a change. Yeah, we're just going to give a bit of a walk around for this first session. We're going to head into the paddock, see if we can get some interviews, and then free practice 2, which is at 12 o'clock. Me and JT are going to be with 2 microphones. And say again?
That's going to go well, isn't it?
Yeah, 2 microphones. JT's going to be attached to me because there's 2 microphone hips on the back here of this wireless pack. And let's see how it goes. We're using JT's phone as the camera. My phone is now being used as the wireless pack. That's down there. I'm hooked up worse than... Yeah, I just don't like it. It's a bit weird, isn't it? BMW hospitality. Now, that's going to be something to keep an eye on over this weekend as well, because we've got Jake Hill in contention for the title, but he is driving a BMW, but it's not part of the main BMW squad. It's part of Mark Blundell. So that's MB Motorsport. And also, I'm going to not walk too quickly so he has a chance to see where he's going. So yeah, that's going to be Bristol Street going to come into it. They've got a chance with Tom Ingram. But the really interesting thing is that Jake Hill and Tom Ingram come into this round level on points. They are both on 365 victories apiece. And it is literally insane. I don't know if I'm being drowned out by the Alan as well.
You're not.
We're going to tell you what, this is a great spot for the race. I suppose it's very good. With our access of media, we might be able to as well. Max, if you want to go full screen now, by the way, to come in. Hello.
How do I?
Come in. Number 7 is full screen. It's on your list. Which one's going out next? I can't see. It's a race. This is our first race of the day. Formula 4s. Qualifying for Formula 4s.
Question.
They're being laid out from the support paddock into the main paddock. So this will be fun.
Question. When do
Yeah.
I leave the box? Because I've had 3 hours sleep.
You leave the box when we finish this broadcast, then come back at 12. Or yeah, actually, you come back at 11:45.
How much time am I actually going to get?
Under, we will lose signal.
Only once we go under into the paddock, we're going to lose signal for a bit.
Oh, yay.
But it'll come back when we go through. Yeah. Do you reckon they are going to be there, aren't they? All the drivers and all that, because they're going to be debriefing. Yeah, they're going to be debriefing from their session, because Brands Hatch is really weird, where it's 3 different paddocks. So the one we're in now, this is general admission, but if JT spins around, that is also the secondary paddock. Yeah, the grandstand's there. I don't think we can get in the grandstand. I haven't yet been in the media centre. I think, JT, I spy Alan Gow looking on the top of the balcony there. Yeah, it looks like Alan Gow, doesn't it? Alan, of course, has stopped for a chat many a time. But this time I have trusty camera operator. And don't worry, when I was switching it up, JT's going to have a mic, and JT's also going to get to some interviews. I'm not just brought him all the way down here to hold a camera all the time.
I am now officially the JB Motorsports cameraman.
Been promoted from producer.
Cameraman never
If you
dies.
see down here, you've got the light, and then that tells me that they are doing the same as last year, where they're going to bring the champion on the grid, because that's where the podium is
Oh, excellent.
tomorrow. On there.
Actually, can we come down here for a second? Because this... Oh, don't fall. You did that on Media Day earlier on last year as well. So, yeah, so this is where they're going to have the podium ceremony. And that's where we're going to be. We're going to be on the grid tomorrow for it all as well. So as soon as all the races ended, we get to go in there and get in and get all the action done. It's a wonderful spot. This is where I'd like to be for race 1, you know. Do you reckon we could swing it? It does get busy, but yeah. Well, we've got the camera equipment. We can swing it. And I think I spy a perfect view from where the television's going to be, just down there into Paddock Hill Bend. Yeah.
Sunday, you're up there.
Oh, excellent. Then we can stand here, Rick. Yeah, because we've got the grid, and Louise is going to be on the grid walk as well for us. We'll hear from Lou. Right, JT, where do we need to go?
Paddock.
Yeah, but how?
Hopefully. Yes.
That works. Which way? Oh, I see. Access to Grand Prix Paddock. Big banner over there.
Yes.
I've got my pass. Have you?
No.
Oh, I've already scanned in, so I'm fine. Nice. I just realised that. I've already scanned in at the gate, so he knows I'm here. Oh, hello. That's an XLR cable for the trackside audio equipment. I'd say, you just pull that on me a second. That's an XLR cable like mine down here. If I plug that in, I'd be commentating to the TV cameras. I do have a secondary input somewhere around here. Yes, I know for you, but still, come on. Right, let's go to the paddock. I'd say one thing as well. I do not like... Oh, I've left him behind. Just saying, I'm seeing Rowbottom's garage and Sutton's garage right now. This is actually quite nice, you know. Oh, we need to go up. This is quite nice. I can walk around talking, and it feels like JT could be any. Yeah, JT doesn't actually need to be where I am, so because it's different audio. Is he running after me, everyone?
Yes.
Hello, Jackson, by the way. I've just said Jackson over there. I think I've just walked past Chloe, who I wanted to have a word with later. Can we get down there? For fans access? Or fans? I did need the pass. We can't get you in there. I get in, but you can't, so I'll be useless. Right, let's head to the other side. So that's don't fill the toilets. Right, so that's interesting. We can't get JT in because he hasn't got the media pass. I can.
You plan gone then?
Oh, we can still get to the infield section.
Hopefully. Over there, yeah.
Yeah, we can still get to the infield. You've got into the infield before. We're over the bridge. We'll just go backwards. Anyway, who cares? Because if I'm correct, this is where the main paddock is anyway. Because over there's BMW.
The main paddock's all the way up there.
Yeah, so as I was saying earlier, Brands Hatch is so small. Right, so that's going to be annoying. So I might have to leave at some point, abandon you, go to the paddock with the pass and get some interviews. But that might be okay. But it's fine because the commentary boxes are all up here. I spy a bar.
Ooh.
Just spotted a bar. Music's very loud here as well. But yeah, so it's 3 different paddocks here, which gets incredibly annoying. So hang on.
All of the hospitalities up there.
That's where they're going to be.
Yeah. And then you've got all of the main paddock, then you've got touring car paddock.
Let's, because the touring car paddock is not paddock. That is pit lane. So that's why it's so different access, because unlike at Donington, where it's all in one location, it all goes one into the other, here it is split up into 3 because it's so small. So you've got 1994 car of the year with the Ford Mondeo. Now, we had a Ford Mondeo, and I think it's the same model, this one. If it's the front. Yes, it is. We had a Mondeo. That's a throwback to see one coming through here. I can see some old liveries here as well. That's an actual proper old touring car coming through there as well. And so is Steve Neal as well. Wonderful. Old touring cars of the past. The Volvo 850. Sam Tordoff's car, the 600, the pink one. Now, JT, do you remember when he rolled that?
Yeah.
Dan Griffin's car?
Yep. And then Row Bottom's replica over here.
Yeah, and don't like how it's the replica on it as well. Whereas they've got another one over there. So, yeah, I don't know. Legends of Brands Hatch, Sim Motorsport. I want to kind of get everyone on the field, well, because, yeah, we're all. But yeah, so the commentary box is going to be up there mainly. That's where the media, yeah, it's up there. That's where the media centre is as well. Wait a minute, what's that? I think I've media centre. Yeah, I've walked right past the media centre. Because as I was saying, so I can get in pit lane, but JT can't. But the media centre's here where everyone else is going to be hanging out. So you may as well just hang around here because that's where everyone's going to be. And also we've got Paul O'Neill and Steve Ryder and everyone else to contend with throughout the day. Are we in full screen, by the way, Megan? I just forgot to ask. Lovely. Official merchandise with the British Touring Cars over there. If you fancied a look around, coming into it. Track's green over now. Well, I just try to see where we can get through as well. That's the annoying bit. Grandstand bars as well over there. Oh, hello, I Spy Scale Electrics and the pit walk coming through. I'm a sucker for Scale Electrics. Simulator. I don't think I'll be going on that. It'd be kind of like too real for me, wouldn't it, as well? The Desiree Wilson Grandstand. Beautiful view of Druids just out there as well to get into it. Yeah, so I'm trying to figure out, because I've not been here before. JT has. So I'm trying to figure out where we can get to.
I am basically your tour guide.
You are. So where's all the drivers likely to be now? Because they'll have come up from the paddock, won't they?
Where we can't get.
Yeah, but they're not going to be there all the time. Otherwise, it would be boring over the weekend.
Yeah, but that's where all of their debriefs happen and everything, and they'll be in debrief right now.
Yeah, our best luck is coming on before qualifying, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, let's have a look-see.
You may just have to go solo.
Become a radio broadcast for a while. Yeah, I might need to be done to come into it. Let's have still a bit of a wander. I like wandering. We've got time to wander. Nothing else is on this weekend on JBMotorsports main channel. Cash point, if you want a cash point to come through as well. Yeah, I logged in, so I can walk through there because you get a media scan pass.
Over here is the Kentagon, and that's where you're going to have one of 3 lunches today with other people.
That is a very good point. The drivers will be there for the Pentagon. Or another sneaky way, JT, of always finding the drivers. Just turn around there. Just go where they're staying. Yeah.
You can get in there, or you can go down the bottom, and that's where all the sports series are.
Let's go for a walk down the drivers. Can we get through there? Yeah, because there's let's go down into the other paddock area to come through. We've got time to come into it. I guess we're just on a walk now. Oh, Formula 4s are out. It's about to get very loud now. Tell me when the signal goes. Oh, God, it's down here. You're right, JT. It's steep, isn't it? Ooh. Right. Oh, yeah, there's pit lane access. Okay, yeah. That's super annoying. Next year, however, JT's got a pass, so we'll be fine. Woohoo! Unless that counts as not... Because hospitality is up here, isn't it? Yeah, but we should still be able to get there, because that's where they all are. I haven't seen the ITV studio yet. That's going to be really annoying. But the media centre's on this side. No, the media centre's down there. And up here. Oh, it's confusing me, there's 2. It's confusing me, there's 2. I hope we're going to get to talk to the drivers. Where's the podium anyway? Podium's always in the fun area. Can we get there? He said it's over the other side. I think it's worth a voyage to the complete other side of the paddock while we've got this time around. My goodness me, you're not kidding, are you, about Paddock Hill? Ben, JT, go. It's super steep. The camera... Oops, I'm tripping over myself. Well, where are you going, Josh? Can you hear me still, Megan?
Yes.
Good. I thought I might have knocked the lead coming through as well. JT's completely unaware that we just walked past Carmen Jordan. I'm not putting a microphone near Carmen Jordan. Paddock Hill Bend is super steep. Like, it just drops. TV does not do it justice. JT, see if you can get an image down there of it. Formula 4, it looks like you're falling. It's Paddock Hill Bend, but it is just like you're falling down, isn't it? Wow. Yeah, that's not good. Oh, yeah, right, here we go. Public entrance. That's because of passes to come into it. Mind your step, mind your step, mind your step. I love how he's just filming me. And into the paddock. There we go. Immediately, I think I spied Tim Harvey. There we go. That's better. Back in the paddock.
This is where I get ran over.
A lot.
Yes.
Yeah, this is better. This is the paddock.
So it's frequent that you
But
get
there
over?
is I had a Porsche fly into me.
Oh yeah, the Porsche crash. I forgot about that.
Oh my goodness.
That's better. Right, we're back in the paddock now. I feel better once we're over in the paddock. Oh, my tooth. In half playing with Jet. Watch out, JT. Will Burns is behind you in the Porsche.
Almost getting one over again.
Megan said almost getting one over again. I spy my little touring car driver, JT, if I'm not very much mistaken, over my left shoulder. What are you tracking me for? Track the driver.
I think that's a mini driver getting ready for the out session. Because they've got a new system here. You've got up there, over the other side, you've got the main scrutineering area, but they've turned this into a one-way system. Because you go down there, but then the holding area has moved from up there to down here.
It's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
Jason Osborne with no front wing.
that's a bit messed up.
That's not Jason driving. Jason's over there, though. Just wait and see what's going to happen next. I don't want to walk over and get in the way because, this is weird. I don't like it when they're weird. I do think we need to get over to that side of the track, I think, and see if we get down into that side of the paddock, because otherwise, we should be able to get in that paddock. Am I all right, Megan? I'm not.
Yes.
Peeping, am I? Good.
No,
Megan.
you're fine. If you're
Van
peeking,
does it
I'll
like
turn you
differently with because you're not fans aren't allowed in like the Grand Prix paddock because I don't mind now
I'm getting one over now as well.
because of how like small it is. So you have to have a pass for vans, which is what I thought was, and then you have like everything. So that's why they bring the podium truck out tomorrow evening, so you can see a podium.
Yeah, so that's going to be annoying. We might have to have Endeavour Island for that one then. So, yeah, so many different paddocks. Is that you talking, Megan? You said
Breathing.
a loud beep in my ear.
I just breathed.
I'm going to have to... By the way, you can't see Megan, but Megan is like the virtual producer this weekend. I'm doing a Murray Walker not putting your sunglasses on, but that's because the sun's beating directly down on me as well. So I was going to get one over them for a second. Yeah.
Here's a name from British Touring Cars a couple of years ago, George Gamble. George Gamble's Porsche.
Let's have a look. We just saw Gamble's car over there as well. Go on, stick your camera and get nosy. Be nosy. Watch your back, watch your back, watch your back, watch your back. Oh, I'm pulling the iRig.
There's a lot of cars, and well, Porsche Carrera Cups become like the graveyard for British touring car drivers. Stephen Jelly, George Campbell, tons of them. But it isn't the graveyard because it provides amazing racing.
I suppose you said. I'm glad you said that, not me. I'm trying not to get kicked out of this one as well. So we're walking now down to where the Formula 4s usually are.
Stephen Jelly's Porsche.
Abby Eaton as well, who became actually, if you can remember, where is it? Where is Abby Eaton's car? She's behind it somewhere. There we go. Took victory, of course, last time out overall. She won. She got pole position, won the Pro Am, and then won the main race overall as well. So she became the first ever female to win a Porsche British Supercar. It's all right. It's all right. Yeah, so became the first ever woman to win, and I think that was at Silverstone. JT, you went there, but A cracking race. Have you seen it back? She was unbelievable. No, so expect no less from the sticks replacement.
Yeah, absolutely. I need to watch everything back.
You do indeed need to watch everything back as well. As I'm getting everything over my left shoulder.
It's such a big paddock that they're able to divide it into parts. So this is all Porsches, and there's always like a paddock layout somewhere online. I think this is Porsches. Over there's Minis, and I think that's 4 because you've got both Porsche Sprint and Porsche Carrera Cup here this weekend.
Excellent. Got some go-karts here. Love a go-kart. Just a car, but it's not just a seat. It's just nothing. Oh, Porsche reversing. I haven't seen the Genetics of you as well. They're not here this weekend.
Run over.
Yeah, that's not this time around. Sticks is number 5 as well coming through. And the sprint challenge. You said you got the sprint and then you got the pro here as well.
Yeah, there's both of them here. So a lot of Porsche races over this weekend.
See going down. We've got to go over now, haven't we? This way. It's the paddock.
Woods. I don't think that gate's open.
Don't think it is either. So you lead, I'll follow. You go find something interesting to film and I'll start rambling. So yeah, propane tanks. Ooh, propane tanks. What can you say about propane tanks? Look, that's how far we've come, by the way. That's where the media centre is over there. Woods. He's taking us into a bar and restaurant. What does this tell us about GT? Tells us what thing.
Got good taste.
There's a bathroom. I don't know why. It's the weirdest situation to have to cross from one to the other. And it was open. He's taking us through the entire thing for no reason. Part of the... I recognise that voice. Red flag's out, but Alice Powell's here. Who I saw on the train yesterday. Catching the train from Donington.
You
to
never
this
told
circuit
me
as well.
that.
Look at the Formula 4s coming through here.
Just look at the climb. Like, the TV does not give
Show
a
it.
pass.
Show it then. Show it. I know, but you don't put on as a me. Go to the track. It's not watch along this one. It's trackside coverage. I can hear Alice Powell in my ear. You guys, honestly, JT is correct here. You do not understand the difference between. I don't know if you can still hear Alice in the background, so I'm going to put my mic closer, but it is insane. The gap from Paddock Hill Bend down into the dip here, up Hayward Hill, and then as you see, of course, Hayward Hill, and getting into Druids at the top. Unbelievable gap. So we've got to go over the Burton Power Bridge, back down to the centre, but I'm already seeing, JT, that we're not going to be able to get back up to the paddock.
This is going to be a screenshot and a half. Hold on.
I don't know what he's doing. What are you doing? I think he's just screenshotting me.
Yeah.
I mean, we are going to do that later on the grid.
Yeah.
If we can get on the grid later.
That's why I've got this.
We are. Well, yeah, we'll get on the grid later, won't we?
Yeah, when it's all done, yeah.
Yeah. Just sort that for a second, because we're coming. Just point the camera right up there. That little entry. That's how we're getting in, right?
Yeah. Tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah. Red flag's out, and I don't know why. So I wish I could be more informative. Do you know what's super annoying, GT? I've spotted that they've parked the metal trucks there, so the touring car drivers are going to stay there.
Yeah. That's where they all stay for the weekend here at Vans.
Yeah, but they're up in the media. They'll be up in hospitality soon. Interesting. Well, I've got a pass. I'll ditch you at some point, but I'm not going to ditch you now while we're live. That's super annoying. I want to get the... yeah, that's super annoying, actually. Brent?
The annoying thing is...
Yeah?
I kind of forgot the adapter, so I can't use my separate iRig today.
It's fine, I've got mine.
Yeah. But we can't split up with a mic each.
That is true.
But I'll remember it tomorrow.
Then we can split up.
That's another advantage of me going back and forth.
It is, yeah. So I think we've reached the end of the natural because we're going to walk around this again for practice 2. So let's head back to the paddock, back up, and see if we can get back into the hospitality area and just hang around because it's lunchtime for them, so the drivers are going to be out.
Yeah, there's some time before practice 2, so maybe we might be lucky.
Hey, let's have a look. Right, okay. Head up there now or sign off this one? Megan's saying sign off. Right, okay.
I need to shower, so yes.
All right, fine. We'll be back then at 12 o'clock for a track walk around Brands Hatch as well with myself and JT. So take care, and we'll see you later on. Bye-bye.
All done.